Happy holidays, and welcome to a very special holiday edition of The Good Grapevine, all the news that's fit to share. I'm Lawrence reporting here from one of the tips of the Bermuda Triangle in Puerto Rico, shared with Miami and Bermuda itself. Coming up in this edition, stories from United States and here in Puerto Rico. Some of you may recall sitting through the story where Yuri Rocket, Sarah Cooperman, and I took on New York on a cupcake quest. Well, coming up first up is our story where Sarah and I look all over on a quest for croissants in Gotham. Let's check in with Sarah and Lawrence in New York City.
Hello, good morning / afternoon. We are here at Le Duret.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Chocolate
I took
croissant.
high school French, almost failed, sucked up to the professor, ended up with an A. And here is the
Chocolate
pan
croissant.
au chocolat.
Perfect.
And we're dividing it into three because Miss Betty is here. She is spiritually the youngest, chronologically the eldest.
Tell us what you look for and how it tastes.
Oh, tell us what I look for in croissants and how it tastes.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, it can't be dry. This was moist. When I cut into it, it sunk down. So we're very happy about that. We look at the chocolate. It's got actually two pieces of chocolate, not together, so it's not going to be all grody. It's separated. Buttery. Gotta have a lot of fat, a lot of butter. It's good for your colon. And then these are phenomenal. It's gotta have a sweetness. Like the pain has to have a sweetness around the chocolate, and the chocolate can't be overpowering. That's why you separate the chocolate pieces. See?
Okay.
And I would give this, it's our first one, so I have to give it like a 9. I can't give it a 10.
Okay.
Or else I have nowhere to go.
Thank you.
Like that. Bye.
In Soho, Balthazar Bakery and the next door Balthazar Restaurant is, according to many, one of the best places outside of Paris to get croissants. So let's check in now that we're here and early, getting our fresh, hot, whole wheat, chocolate, almond, and regular butter croissants with some experts who are going to see how the Balthazar Bakery croissants stack up to Paris. You know who make the Balthazar croissants? You are the best of all of New York and all of the United States of America.
Yes!
All these things that come from here, if you don't want it this way in New York, you got to go to Paris.
Hi.
So from Balthazar Bakery, let's try this one. What do you think? It's got to be crispy on the outside, not too greasy.
All right.
You did not do that.
I'm sorry. Oh my God.
QVC. So what do you think? Flaky, crispy, yum, buttery,
Buttery.
yum.
It's crispy on the outside, and it's soft and buttery on the inside.
Try the whole wheat.
Ew.
Whole wheat, yeah, only in America, not in France. Whole wheat. That's
whole wheat?
almond. See the almonds on the outside?
Is this the whole wheat?
Yeah, sure. Look at the grains on the outside. Healthy.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Balthazar Bakery. Can you imagine we were just hot out of the oven at 6 in the morning?
Oh my God. I really like this. I highly recommend it. It's gluten filled.
Absolutely, it is. And this is not what's normally served here in the Apple Store in Soho,
No.
but we're just having it
We
outside
have
the
apple
Apple Store.
phones. We love apple phones.
Yeah, Good Grapevine shot exclusively on the Apple. And the last croissant, just to show,
wait.
is the chocolate to compare to the La Durée
the
chocolate.
other one.
You go first. There's only one piece of chocolate there. Oh, there are two. I want the end. It's crispy.
Oh my gosh.
This chocolate is milk compared to La Durée's, which was dark. And great hold up. 9 hours out of the oven.
It's dark. It is dark as well. It's not as good. I'm so sorry. Not
Okay.
as good as the other one.
La Durée from Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we still will eat it
Yeah.
completely.
Balthazar.
Put it right on my derriere because it's French. Yeah.
Okay,
Good,
that's the
good.
second. What do you look for in a croissant? What do you love about croissants in
What I
general?
love about croissants, I like them when they're a little bit warm.
Yeah. Morning.
And
Coffee, tea, or by themselves,
coffee.
or beer,
Coffee.
wine.
Yeah, a shot of whiskey now and then. Just coffee. Cappuccino is awesome to have with it.
Yeah.
I will do espresso if it's a chocolate one.
Do they have to be kosher?
Are they always kosher?
Always. Always. Did you raise your voice with croissants on Sundays or anything like that, or Sabbath or Saturday or newspaper?
You're talking Dunkin' Donuts with 4 boys. You're
Okay.
not talking croissants.
I think they serve croissant Dunkin' Donut now.
But when I'm in France,
yeah,
it's or London, or
right?
England,
Sure.
It's all about the croissant.
Or Soho.
Or Soho.
That's
or
it.
With Lawrence.
For the Good Grapevine in Soho on our
Merry
croissant
Christmas.
quest.
It's beginning to go.
Happy Hanukkah! DeLuca, the third stop of Soho, very famous. They actually sell very good croissants. But in fairness, it would not be ethical to put those into this story because they're all sourced from other places in New York. Dean and DeLuca's croissants actually, like their breads, sold and brought in by Baltazar Bread, are not their own brands. So you'll see here, they have some regular croissants, some artichoke and goat cheese, and apple cardamom cinnamon, but they're not their own. So we can't include even a tasting. Good as they are, they're not really Dean and DeLuca, but available here in Soho. What's your feeling towards croissants? Do you enjoy them? Sometimes a real treat for me is a Sunday morning before or after church croissant. In Paris, for example, outside of Paris, I find nothing better in the United States than Manhattan itself. Recently, on the convention circuit, I had the opportunity and privilege to sit down with Irene McCormick, actually, and find out what's up with her. Most interestingly, I found that an obstacle she has overcome most recently absolutely applies to almost all of us. Let's check in with my interview with Irene. From DC Mania, which is one of the largest continuing education professional training conferences, I'm with my dear friend and colleague, Irene Lewis-McCormick. We've been together around the world presenting personal trainers, group fitness instructors, and managers who want to put their finger on the pulse of what's going on in fitness for many, many years. And I'm here to ask Irene a few questions about the fitness industry at large. Irene, could you share with us first, what do you love most and least about our fitness industry right now?
Well, Lawrence, thank you, by the way, for having me on your show. I just want to share with you probably what I enjoy most about the fitness industry is the fact that there's so much variety and that it is open to so many people. I mean, almost anybody who wants to get involved as a fitness professional has the opportunity to do so. It's very inclusive that way. The downside of that, which is also the one thing about the fitness industry that isn't my favorite quality, is that sometimes there isn't a lot of quality control because of that. There are several really reputable organizations that people can get certified and trained through. SCW Fitness is one of the conferences that I would recommend, but sometimes trainers take for granted that they're just working with people and that it might not matter if they maintain their continuing education or their certifications, and that's a problem because we have to maintain a professional standard. So those are two of my least and favorite qualities.
Very insightful. Thank you so much for that. Now, you're a multiple author. You've done many, many books, Human Kinetics, other companies. You've been on reality TV. You've been a star on that, and it's been an amazing thing to watch those clips that still circulate out there.
They do.
Tell me, what is your next project? What's next down the pipe for Irene?
Well, I am actually working right now. I am a faculty at Drake University in Des Moines, so that's very challenging. I constantly have to work with new material, new curriculum. It's a brand new department, the kinesiology department there. So I have a lot of work for myself there, which is great because it really stretches me to learn more.
Are you teaching kinesiology?
I do, yes. I teach kinesiology. I teach strength and conditioning and all the courses that undergraduate students need to be successful in this industry and in this business. And I'm working right now with NASM, the National Academy of Sports Medicine, as are you, and we are rewriting right now and updating the AFA manual so that certification will be rebranded and reproduced and reinvented for 2017. I'm really excited to be part of that project.
Everything we need to know about working with groups for group fitness and beyond.
Yes.
The last question I'd love to ask you to share with our viewers is, could you share any private obstacle in the last however many years you want to share you have overcome that many people might not know? Something you had to look past or get over?
Yep. I would say that probably the most challenging thing for me in order to move forward in my career and to be the fitness professional that I wanted to be. I had to really learn how to get over myself.
I love that. What an obstacle, right?
This is such a self-absorbed industry. It's really easy to get wrapped up in the adulation that our participants offer us, our clients love us, and sometimes you forget that you're really serving other people. It's not about you. It's about serving others and helping other people feel included and matter. And so we're not just teaching anymore, we're coaching. We're coaching people into their lives. We're helping them to be more effective in every component of everything. And so in order for you to do that really well, you have to put yourself second, but still have boundaries and realize that you matter too. I'm not saying that that's not important, but it is a paradigm shift, and it's something that I find that as I'm getting older, I am actually embracing. So that's the upside of aging, is learning a little bit more about yourself and how you can be more service-oriented.
Beautiful wisdom for someone who talks about taking care of yourself so you can further service others in the fitness environment to help them become actively involved in their own lives.
Yeah.
From Washington, D.C. with Irene Lewis-McCormick, this is Lawrence. Peace out. Thank you, Irene McCormick, for giving us that candid and personal update on overcoming self, a story which truly applies to each and every one of us on this planet. Next up is a very inspirational story of what it takes to be successful in our industry, the fitness industry to be specific, when you're a small box gym. These days, it seems like the large chains, international and both domestic, are really overtaking the mom and pop gyms. If you are successful in today's day and age, you've definitely mastered some secrets. Let's check in with Nautilus Clubs in Sherman, Texas, with Teresa Hall, who's been making the small box gym a true success story in Texas. I'm coming to you from the very north part of Texas with my dear friend and colleague, Teresa Hall. Teresa, as someone going against the big trend of following along the big chains in the industry, you and your husband have actually bought into fitness chain, correct?
We have.
What is it called?
Nautilus Family Fitness.
And how many clubs do you have?
We have 3 clubs in North Texas.
So in a very big box gym world, you are going against sort of the big hitters in Texas, and you have very successfully been running a gym, 2, 3 of them, in Texas for how many years?
We've been in the business for about 30 years.
And tell me about how lucrative and successful it's been.
Well, it's been very successful at times, and then other times not quite as successful. It has been a bumpy road along the way, but we've survived and we've made a living and doing exactly what we love doing.
Did you start out with 3 clubs?
We did not. We started out with 1 small club, just weight training equipment. We didn't even have cardio equipment. And I remember my husband going to 8 banks before we could get a loan for some Stairmasters and some treadmills. 8.
And look at you now, running the whole area in North Texas. Do you have any tips for anybody starting out in fitness saying, I want to run my own business, personal training or group fitness or both, or a whole gym in this industry where it's so easy to be part of the big box chains but go independently?
Well, obviously there's lots of tips. There's many things that make a successful business.
I think there's a book inside of you somewhere, but could you just
Possibly.
share with us one tip?
I think one thing that has kept us alive is that we have always evolved, and we've always tried to do something like every 2 years. We try to, even if it's a small investment, sometimes it's a large investment, we try to get something new into our facilities, or we try to expand on something that we already have. So it's really important that people see you change.
Keeping up with the times, because fitness has changed from when we started teaching.
Very much.
In the last century.
Yes.
So the gym has stayed afloat and constantly giving people what they need when they don't even know what they need.
Yes.
Yeah. So from Sherman, Texas, Teresa Hall, this is Lawrence for the Good Grapevine. Peace out. I hope you're inspired as well by stories of small boxes, really going against the big established chains, whether it be a store, a restaurant, a coffee shop, or yes, a fitness facility called a gym. Thank you, Teresa Hall, for sharing your years of expertise on how you're really flying with Nautilus clubs in Texas. Thank you for that, and I've always said, you have a book in you. Thank you for joining us in this edition of The Good Grapevine from the Good Grapevine Center Capital, one of the tips of the Bermuda Triangle in Puerto Rico, coming to you with stories from Washington, D.C. and Manhattan and Texas in this edition. Thank you for joining us in this edition and all editions this year. I'd like to say that The Good Grapevine is going to be taking a hiatus, so thank you very much for your support. Peace out. Go to Paris, I'm just saying.
Ow!
I don't know about you, but I'm always inspired when small box fitness
With one of the fitness names of the prevention blah.
cut. Coming up in the future, I'd like to say, cut.